Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we're going to run down to Ann Arbor, Michigan right now. Mike Klein joins us. He's the CEO of Genomenon. And Mike, we have known you a while here at the Michigan Business Network through some of your accolades, your awards of 50 companies to watch in your past in 2019. Also won some Michigan Accelerator awards, and now we're able to kind of reintroduce you, and you've got an important message. But before we get to that, tell everybody exactly what Genomenon does.
Sure, Chris. Well, hey, great to see you again. Thanks for inviting me to join you here. So Genomenon works in the world of precision medicine. And when you think about precision medicine, what precision medicine is really all about is tuning the treatment for the patient to the genetics of the disease. Whether that's cancer, and we all know that cancer is actually a genomically driven disease, or a rare disease where the genetics that you're born with are actually a driver of the rare disease. What we're really focused on is getting the information, the genomic information that helps diagnose and treat those patients.
Well, you've had some pretty phenomenal success so far, and you have an announcement for us today, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, so we just closed a Series B financing. So we closed $20 million of investment with Beringea and Spring Mountain Capital taking the lead in that investment, which is really going to propel us to a whole nother level. We started this company in 2014. Actually, I joined about 2016, but the founders spun out of the University of Michigan in 2014, and we've been chipping away at different markets. So initially, we started in the clinical market, where we built the world's leading genomic search engine, where you can go in and look up a patient's variant in the context of any disease or any set of symptoms, and we'll take you to the medical research that you need to make that patient diagnosis. A couple of years ago, we moved into supporting pharma companies, where they came back and said, hey, love your search engine. Still, we don't want to search this one variant at a time. We want every variant that ever is disease causing for any specific disease. Can you give us all that and give us the clinical guidelines of whether they're disease causing? So now we have a data offering that we license into the pharma companies. And with this new Series B, it's going to allow us to expand and accelerate that work, both on the commercial front as well as the development front, with all of our AI engines that we've built.
Well, it's interesting. I was going to ask you where the Series B funds are going to go, but you kind of jumped into that. So who, and I know you alluded to Beringea, who I know well. They're from Silicon Valley and came here when we were tagged in Michigan as the land of opportunity. And of course, you were one of those opportunities. Tell me about why they invested in you, basically.
So they've got a lot of experience in the genomic space, and they see the precision medicine and the genomic testing markets as being a huge open market, a lot of growth growing in that space, and they really want to invest in a market leader. We've been able to take that market leadership position in both the areas that we're working in. So I think there was a lot of value that they're bringing to the company. So as investors, we don't look for, and we had the opportunity not to just look for cash, but also experience in the marketplace. Their experience investing in genomics was a big reason that the two, we decided to take their offer on as being the lead investor in the company.
It's kind of interesting because they are notorious for jumping into the success formula of the companies they invest in. And I don't know if they're going actually on your board, but in many cases they do.
Yeah, they will, and they will be taking a board seat as well, which is an important part of the investment, is to actually gain that experience that they have, right? So as an entrepreneur, if you're lucky, you get to work in 3-4 different companies over your lifetime. They sit on the boards of dozens of companies at a time, so they accumulate this board level knowledge much faster than you will as an experienced entrepreneur.
Yeah,
so leverage that knowledge is really valuable.
Mike, let's go back to Series A. All right, let's talk about Series A and who jumped into that and what you did with that money.
So our Series A was a little bit of a different approach. We actually we went off and were raising our Series A during the COVID era. Quite literally, 2 weeks after COVID hit, all of our Series A offers fell off the table. We ended up doing a convertible note. We went out to do $1 million of fundraising. We ended up with about $3.2 million. Our current investors really stepped up. We had some new investors that joined in, like GPG from Texas. But our investor base is really a really strong Michigan base of individual angels, angel and seed groups that just really stepped up and helped us make it through that transition. And we've doubled the size of the business every year since 2019 because of that investment.
So this sounds like a stupid question, but a lot of times in a company like yours, it's not. Are you making money?
So we are investing in growth. You know, when you're doing over 100% a year growth, a lot of that investment goes into driving the growth. We could be profitable tomorrow if we decided we wanted to tune down the growth, but the value that we're bringing to our shareholders is really driven by that growth engine of doubling revenue every year.
Well, listen, we got about 35 seconds left here. Is there anything in the future you can talk about?
So, you know, the big future for us is actually getting the meaning, we call it curating the entire human genome, which means that for every disease, every gene, every variant, being able to put that knowledge at the fingertips of every clinician, so every doctor and every researcher to advance this vision we have on precision medicine.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've been pretty incredible. And I go back with you to, I think, in the Detroit area, Livonia, giving you a pitch contest award. So
Yeah.
I've seen you guys come through the birth canal, so to speak, and you're doing a marvelous job. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chris.
Mike Klein, CEO of Genomenon in Ann Arbor, Michigan. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back.